What is going on, Nexus crew? Get ready to have your minds blown because the gaming news cycle is absolutely on fire right now, and we've got the hottest, most critical updates you need to know. The pace is relentless, and if you blink, you might miss something monumental. We're diving headfirst into massive revelations that could reshape your gaming landscape, bringing you the inside scoop on what's next and why it matters. We've got exclusive details dropping that will have you on the edge of your seat, so buckle up, because the future of gaming is unfolding right before your eyes, and PS5 Nexus is your front row ticket. Don't miss out on these unmissable updates. Let's get into it. First up, we're talking about major hardware enhancements that might just redefine your console experience. When a highly anticipated exclusive makes its way to a new platform, you expect upgrades, but what we're seeing here could be a whole new level. Get ready for details that promise a significantly sharper, more immersive visual feast, especially for those with the premium hardware. This is more than just a port. It's a showcase of what's possible when developers push the boundaries. Next, we've got a deep dive into the physical releases that are causing a stir. In an increasingly digital world, the physical disc still holds a special place for many, but there's a potential catch emerging with a highly anticipated title. We're uncovering what might be hidden within that coveted game case, and whether it truly represents the complete experience fans are expecting. This could be a critical factor for collectors and purists alike. Then, we're shifting gears to the top brass, with a candid look at how industry leaders are responding to past stumbles. After a significant setback, the company's top executive is revealing a new, more rigorous approach to game development and testing. We'll explore the lessons learned from high-profile failures and how this strategy aims to foster more consistent success and protect against future costly missteps. Finally, we have a crucial update on a survival horror title that's making a big move, but with a significant delay. We've got all the details on what this means for its release and the new platforms it's targeting. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe for more, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a beat. A new era of console power, PS5 Pro gets a major boost. Get ready for a seismic shift in console performance, as a major Xbox exclusive is set to land on PlayStation consoles later this year, bringing with it a suite of PS5 Pro enhancements. This isn't just another cross-platform release. It's a showcase of how dedicated developers are leveraging the premium power of the PS5 Pro, with two more highly anticipated Xbox games confirmed for a November PlayStation debut. The focus is squarely on how these titles will push the boundaries of what we've come to expect from Sony's current-gen hardware. For a while now, the PS5 Pro has been something of a question mark for many gamers. While its enhanced internal specifications promised a leap in performance, the actual implementation of these upgrades across the gaming library has been somewhat inconsistent. Many titles have offered little to no discernible advantage for Pro owners, leading to questions about the console's true value proposition. However, the upcoming release of Stalker 2, Heart of Chornobyl, is poised to change that narrative. This massive open-world first-person shooter, originally an Xbox Series X console exclusive, will finally make its way to PS5, and crucially, PS5 Pro on November 20th, nearly a year after its initial Xbox launch. Developer CSG World has explicitly stated that PS5 Pro users can anticipate a significant uplift in resolution, alongside a host of other graphical enhancements. These promised improvements include more advanced shadowing techniques, richer volumetric fog, enhanced global illumination, and higher quality reflections across the board. The studio also aims to refine various visual effects, VFX, to further immerse players in the game's post-apocalyptic world. While this list might sound like a standard set of graphical upgrades, it represents a more substantial commitment to the PS5 Pro than many games have offered. The broader industry has struggled to adopt and effectively utilize the Pro's capabilities, with even some first-party PlayStation titles failing to implement meaningful enhancements. This situation has made the Pro's existence a point of discussion among the gaming community. Interestingly, Xbox has emerged as a surprisingly strong supporter of the PS5 Pro. When Gears of War Reloaded arrives on PS5 later this month, it too will feature PS5 Pro enhancements, continuing this trend of Xbox-associated titles championing Sony's more powerful console. Stalker 2, while not a Microsoft-published title, further solidifies this pattern, with its upcoming PS5 Pro optimizations potentially outshining what some PlayStation-developed games offer for their own enhanced hardware. Stalker 2 itself faced some optimization challenges at its initial launch on Xbox, with performance issues and general shortcomings being noted by players. While post-launch patches have addressed many of these concerns, some elements remain. The hope is that the PS5 Pro's additional processing power will provide a smoother, more polished experience, ironing out any remaining rough edges. This release will be a key indicator of developer commitment to the Pro's capabilities, and could set a precedent for future cross-platform titles. Hold onto your hats, because the next piece of news might make you rethink your physical game collection. Stay tuned as we break down a potential catch with a highly anticipated physical release that's got everyone talking. Physical game disc mystery: what's really inside Gears of War Reloaded? In an era where digital downloads dominate, the allure of a physical game disc remains strong for many enthusiasts. However, a recent rumor surrounding the upcoming PS5 physical edition of Gears of War Reloaded suggests that this cherished format might come with a significant caveat. Reports indicate that the disc may not contain the entire game, potentially requiring a substantial download to access its full content, a move that could redefine what a physical release truly means in today's market. The PS5 version of Gears of War Reloaded is already a noteworthy release for several reasons. It marks the significant expansion of one of Xbox's flagship franchises into the PlayStation ecosystem, a move eagerly anticipated by fans on Sony's platform. Furthermore, at least for its initial launch, a physical disc version is exclusive to the PS5, with no immediate plans announced for a physical release on Xbox or PC. This exclusivity has generated considerable excitement among PlayStation owners who prefer physical media. However, this exclusive offering might be accompanied by a less welcome surprise, according to industry insiders. Speculation, stemming from a leaker cited by PL, suggests that the PS5 disc for Gears of War Reloaded will only contain the game's story mode. Images of the game's packaging appear to corroborate this claim, featuring a notice near the game's rating that explicitly states, "Requires content download." This implies that while the disc might serve as a key to unlock the game, a significant portion of its data, possibly including multiplayer modes, additional content, or even core gameplay elements beyond the campaign, will necessitate a separate download. This practice, sometimes referred to as a disc-based download or digital-only on disc, has become increasingly common, often driven by the sheer size of modern game installations and the desire to reduce manufacturing costs or turnaround times for physical production. This development raises important questions for gamers who value physical media for its permanence, offline accessibility, and collector's value. If a significant portion of the game requires a download, the disc itself becomes less of a self-contained product and more of a voucher. This can be problematic for players with limited internet bandwidth, slow download speeds, or those who wish to play games years down the line when digital storefronts or servers might no longer be available. The industry's gradual shift towards digital distribution has already made physical media a niche market, and practices like this could further alienate collectors who rely on discs to provide a complete, tangible gaming experience. The specifics of what content is actually on the disc versus what needs to be downloaded will be crucial in determining the true value of this physical edition for dedicated fans and collectors alike. Keep your eyes peeled, because our next story dives into the high-level strategy shifts happening at one of the biggest players in the gaming industry. We're uncovering how past failures are leading to a more rigorous, data-driven approach for future blockbuster titles. PlayStation's new game plan, rigorous testing after Concord's costly failure. Following the high-profile demise of its live-service shooter Concord and the resounding success of Astro Bot, PlayStation is initiating a significant strategic pivot. The company plans to reduce its focus on live service titles, double down on established franchises, and implement much stricter oversight of its internal studios. This recalibration comes directly from PlayStation CEO Hermen Hulst, who is determined to mitigate the risks associated with large-scale, expensive game development. In a candid interview with the Financial Times, Hulst articulated his vision for future game development, stating, "I don't want teams to always play it safe, but I would like for us, when we fail, to fail early and cheaply." This philosophy is a direct response to the financial fallout from Concord. Analysts estimate that Sony poured approximately $250 million into the game, which ultimately failed to gain traction, leading to its shutdown just 2 weeks after launch and the subsequent closure of its developer, Firewalk Studios. This starkly contrasts with the critical and commercial triumph of Astro Bot, which launched last year to widespread acclaim, securing multiple awards and selling 2.3 million copies by March 2025, making it one of the best-selling games on the PlayStation 5. The disparity between Concord and Astro Bot is vast, encompassing everything from game genre to development pipeline. However, Hulst's key takeaway is the need for enhanced supervision of Sony's own studios. This increased oversight aims to identify potential issues, such as games heading down a similar path as Concord, much earlier in the development cycle, allowing for timely course corrections or outright cancellations before substantial resources are committed. We have since put in place much more rigorous and more frequent testing in very many different ways, Hulst explained. The advantage of every failure is that people now understand how necessary that oversight is. Discussions with various Sony studio heads, as reported by the Financial Times, indicate that this enhanced oversight translates into a greater emphasis on group testing, improved communication channels between internal Sony studios, and closer collaboration between senior leadership. Jason Connell, art director at Sucker Punch, developers of Ghost of Tsushima, highlighted the importance of this interconnectedness. If we're heading towards a giant landmine, like there's another studio making exactly the same game, that's good information. This sentiment is particularly relevant given Concord's perceived failure, which industry analysts attribute to factors including market saturation in the multiplayer shooter genre. Hulst also indicated that PlayStation's appetite for developing new live service games has waned. However, the company still has Bungie's highly anticipated title, Marathon, slated for release before March 2026. This project has been a source of concern for some Bungie fans due to reported delays, staff layoffs, and a general lack of clarity regarding its gameplay mechanics. Beyond live services, Hulst is keen on cultivating more massive Sony IP. He pointed to Astro Bot's gradual rise in popularity across multiple games as a model, expressing a desire for studios to think strategically about transforming new concepts into major franchises, akin to the enduring success of The Last of Us and Uncharted. We take a very intentional approach to IP creation, understanding how a new concept can turn into an iconic franchise for PlayStation that can then again become a franchise for people beyond gaming, he stated. Get ready for a surprising announcement regarding a beloved horror franchise and its new platform additions. We've got the latest on Corpse Party II, Darkness Distortion, and why its release date has been pushed back to 2026. Corpse Party II, Darkness Distortion delayed to 2026, adds PS5 version. Fans of the notoriously creepy Corpse Party series will have to wait a little longer for the next installment, Corpse Party II, Darkness Distortion. Publisher MAGES has announced that the game, originally slated for a 2025 release, has been pushed back to 2026. This delay will see the game launching simultaneously for PlayStation 5, alongside its previously confirmed PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC Steam versions. XSEED Games, the Western publisher for the title, explained the reasoning behind the delay in a press release. The additional development time is crucial for the team to implement significant changes aimed at enhancing the immersive horror experience, ensuring that the next entry lives up to the legacy of the Corpse Party franchise and delivers the most terrifying moments yet. The development team is using the additional time to ensure that the next installment, introducing significant changes in perspective to enhance the immersive horror, lives up to the Corpse Party legacy, and delivers the biggest frights yet, XSEED Games stated. Furthermore, this extended period will also facilitate the inclusion of a brand new PlayStation 5 version of the game, making it available on yet another major platform at launch. The game's premise plunges players into a chilling narrative centered around streamer Nemu Takahashi. Hoping to boost her online viewership, Nemu convinces her high school classmates, Haruka Nanami and Maria Hitsugi, to participate in a live broadcast exploring the urban legend of Iam's Mercy at an abandoned hospital. This ill-fated experiment takes a terrifying turn when the trio inadvertently triggers an ancient curse within Amer Est Viver Hospital, transporting them to a dark, alternate dimension. Here, they are confronted by the vengeful spirit of Iam Kirishima and a host of other spectral horrors. While their friends back home frantically search for them, Haruka, Maria, and Nemu must navigate the malevolent presence haunting the hospital and find a way to break Iam's curse to survive. Corpse Party II, Darkness Distortion promises to build upon the series' signature blend of psychological horror, gruesome encounters, and narrative-driven gameplay. The shift in perspective mentioned by the developers is expected to offer a fresh take on the survival horror genre, potentially increasing player immersion and the sense of dread. The decision to delay the release to 2026, while disappointing for eager fans, underscores a commitment to quality and the ambition to deliver a polished, impactful horror experience. The addition of a PS5 version further broadens the game's reach, catering to the significant player base on Sony's latest console. That's all the breaking news we have for you today, but don't go anywhere yet. We've got a lightning round recap of all the top stories and a full call to action to keep you connected. And that's a wrap on today's massive news drop. We covered potential PS5 Pro enhancements for incoming exclusives, a curious detail about a physical game release, major strategy shifts at PlayStation following a big failure, and a spooky horror title getting a new platform and a delay. Don't forget to hit that like button if you found this update valuable, subscribe to PS5 Nexus for all your gaming news needs, and ring that notification bell so you're always in the loop. Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts on today's stories, and make sure to follow us on all our social media channels for even more content. Stay awesome, Nexus Crew.